Retirement surprises. Some good, some bad. We're going to look at this article from the Center for Retirement Research, their Squared Away blog. All right, the retirement is filled with surprises, good and bad. And it's based on a survey from Hearts and Wallets right here. This Hearts and Wallets, and I'm not familiar with Hearts. Can I make that bigger? There we go. But anyway, so the report is based on the Hearts and Wallets Investor Quantitative Database, recognized as the largest single data set with over 120 million data points on saving, investing, and advice. All right, so let's see. This latest wave was fielded September 11th through October 6th, 2023, with 5,846 households. Good. All right, that's good stuff. So it's that's good. So that's what the survey is. So we have a large sample size. All right, unlike we don't have a large sample size of 30-year statistically relevant timeframes for investing. We just don't. We can use rolling data. I'm not necessarily against that, but it's not statistically relevant. It's just not. But anyway, be that as it may. This is a large sample size of almost 6,000 separate households. And a new survey asking, is a dateline May 9, 2024. And a new survey asking retirees what surprised them about being retired, the big winner for 43% was how much they enjoy it. All right, 43% are freaking enjoying retirement. They're like, hey, well, that's good. I don't know if that means 57% or not, but we'll take the win when we can get it. The rest of the survey indicates that the freedom that comes from leaving the labor force often serves to leaving the considerable sacrifices some have to make for lessen. It's got to be lessen. So the rest of the survey, okay, that's got the typo there. The rest of the survey indicates that freedom that comes from getting out of your crappy little job serves to lessen the considerable sacrifices some have to make for financial reasons. For example, 1 in 4 retired households agree they are forced to live more frugally than they wanted, which inherently means 3 out of 4 retirement households were forced not to live more frugally than they wanted, that they're living how they wanted. Shocking. And 1 in 10 said they're spending their nest eggs too fast, which inherently means that 9 in 10 do not think they're spending their nest eggs too fast. That's a good win. And here you can see the big ones here. Yeah, so what do they say? 1 in 4 said they're living more frugally than they wanted. 43% said they're enjoying having more time and less stress. 1 in 20, 1 in 5 basically said they retired earlier than they want to. This is weird. Low interest rates are having it hard to generate income. Well, that's not true anymore because the interest rates are high. They have more income than when working. It's about, about 15% or so. Expenses lower than expected. There's another 12.5% or so. About 10%, said they're spending their nest egg too fast, and another 10%, if not the same 10%, said they have to work because they need the money. Want to work, but difficult finding a job. Well, I don't know about that. But anyway, so this lady here, who's Kimberly Blanton, who wrote the blog, says, I also suspect that one pleasant surprise, having more income when they were working, so more income than they were working. Check this out. Mainly happens to people who didn't worry much before they retired. Who didn't worry much before they retired. That's not, that's completely subjective. You suspect that the people who said they have more income when they were working mainly happens to people who didn't worry much before they retired? I don't get that. That doesn't make sense to me. Some retirees were glad to see their expenses are lower than they expected. One example might be they might have in mind they have less income means paying less in taxes. Well, yeah, exactly. That's a weird observation there. That mainly happens to people who didn't worry much before they retired. I don't get that connection there. It's an odd one to me. But anyway, so let's keep going here. Firm's research since 2010 consistently shows that people have one of 2 ways of retiring: a chunk or nothing, which is a spending of the retirement savings. They withdraw chunks of money out of necessity or for extraordinary expenses. Yeah, well, that's what you should do. The other camp withdraws little or nothing, sacrificing a more comfortable lifestyle for fear of needing their money later. Yeah, that's not what we want you to enjoy it, man. Enjoy it while you're young and dumb, and have enough sprightness, if you will, to enjoy it. Because you're not going to be doing that at 83 years old. You might not be alive at 83. That doesn't mean you just freaking start lighting cigars with $100 bills, but for heaven's sake, enjoy it. This guy from the New School, oh boy, the New School. Anthony Webb, an economist at the New School, estimates that withdrawing 3% a year is better than the well-known 4% rule. If retirees want a thumbnail to reduce the odds of running out of money, he says, well, I might as well withdraw 2%. Nearly half of retirees told these guys, the Hearts and Wallets survey, that they withdraw 3% or less from savings. But most of them were drawing less than 1%, which is probably too cautious and lessens the enjoyment. Boy. All right, let's see. And again, the people that the Center for Retirement Research, absent from the Hearts and Wallets suggestions of the effectiveness of continue to work. These people want you to work, man. They want you to work. It's worth it for older workers planning for retirement to think ahead about the surprises that popped up in the survey. They want you to work longer. I just don't understand this infatuation. Keep working. It doesn't make sense to me. I mean, look, if you have to, you got to. I mean, it's completely up to you. But just why was that always the fault? No, either way, we have good numbers in here in the survey. Once again, they had what they say, like how many people are drawing less than 3%? Let's see. Nearly half were drawing 3% or less, and still 43% said that they're loving life in retirement, and yet a significant amount had more income than when working. Look, the numbers are the numbers, man. I mean, I guess we could say we're surveying the same group of 5,000 to 6,000 people every time. These surveys are always the same thing. There's a group of people that are hurting, and there's a bigger group of people who aren't. I can't guarantee. I highly suspect you're probably going to be in the bigger group or not. And so you might as well enjoy it while you can, because like a thief in the night, someone has said in a book that's kind of important that you might want to open up. God bless. Love your thoughts. We'll see you.